December 18th. So today is going to be an interesting training day for me. Grant was supposed to come out, but he couldn't make it because he's recovering from some flu A, I believe is what it was. And so sometime this week when he's got his strength back, we'll come back and we'll beat the crap out of each other. But today, got a bunch of big hardwood logs that I had set out for both of us to cut. So I don't think I'm going to be able to cut 8 logs today. No way in hell. Especially given that it's in the low 20s at the moment and it's snowing. And so it's going to take a while to get the barn warmed up. And the old body doesn't like to move real well until it's nice and warm in the barn. But anyway, good week of training. Lifted real good this past week for me anyway, strength-wise. Doing sets of 10 pretty easy in the pull-ups, doing bent over rows with about 155 kg. Worked myself up to squats. I'm still recovering from that adductor strain, so I only went to 70 kg with the squats, and slowly rebuilding my strength. Body weight still 265. Cannot friggin' do that. But I learned something very valuable with some satiety this past week, at least for myself from an anecdotal standpoint. I learned that eating real bacon makes me very full, and that fullness leads to me not grazing after 8 p.m. at night. So that was extremely enlightening to me. So maybe bacon does need to be part of my food regimen. That's not a problem. Tis in the 20s outside, so it's taking a while to get the bloody barn warm. Just a little bit of teleworking today, not much, just more splitting wood and doing farming thingies. So now I'm going to single buck some, get myself warm to chop. One of the things that I noticed in my last session was that with the underhand, I was filming from various angles. I was filming from the ground, I was filming from about mid-height or face height, and I was filming from up high. And I'm using a ladder to do that, and various axe boxes and step ladders. But what I noticed was up top was that I still wasn't getting my hands up high enough, even though I'm getting them out really good, in my opinion. I need to get them still higher so that I can get more oomph or more power behind the hit. So that's what I'm working on here. It's just making sure that I get my hands up nice and high so that I can get as big a swing as I can. And I've always told people that the bigger the arc, the harder the hit. It's just a simple matter of physics. And so that's what I'm working on. That looked pretty good to me. Now I just need to speed it up. So we'll throw a little caution to the wind and pin the ears back. See if I can get my hands up with some quickness. straight up, training on hardwood is a lot more difficult than training on softwood. Holy crap. I just cut half and half. I think I was like 43 seconds in the front and 45 seconds in the back. But the bounce and the recoil and the amount of effort you have to put into putting or getting that out of it, it's extremely demanding. I'm having to rest a little bit more than I anticipated. Plus, it's cold as shit in here. And I'm having a little bit of burning my lungs a little bit. As an asthmatic, that's problematic. But that's no excuse. Time to cut one of these crappy standing blocks. Ooh, I am feeling my age today. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cut 2 more logs and see how I feel. I have learned that when your body doesn't feel like abuse, that it's best not to waste the training session, but to instead work on things that are fundamental. And so I'll probably do some stock saw racing after I cut these 2 logs because I've got them set up. But don't waste the session. Keep moving because there'll come a time when you can't. I'm really pushing it to cut this last log. It's about an 11-inch white oak, and I got one of my better training axes. And I'm gonna try and race it, but no guarantees. But I cut a lot of wood. I do, and there's a reason why I cut a lot of wood. To me, this is therapy, and the reason why I say that is because I grew up having a relationship with my father that was a bit odd. And the reason why I say that is I'm an academic. I'm a very much a book learning person. It's the reason why I'm a lawyer. My dad was anything but. And so the sport was one of the things that we had in common. And so every time I have this axe in my hands, I think about him. And I cherish those moments.